Hey everyone, this week I wanted to bring you an overview for all you trading card game enthusiasts out there. Introducing the Lords of Light by Raini Studios. Raini Studios has been around for just over 2 years now and has continued to develop the Lords of Light to be one of the best trading card games coming out of the Web3 space. If you are fans of other trading card games like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokémon, this will be right up your alley. The time and detail the team has spent on the graphics and interface make this game an enjoyable experience from start to finish. Combine that with the cards being centered around the crypto world, and you have a game that's both fun to play, fun to read the descriptions, and really just fun to watch. The team has partnered with BluMint multiple times over the past couple of months to run multiple tournaments over the weekends that have paid out some great prizes. Just a few weeks ago, they wrapped up a $10,000 tournament that had some great involvement from top streamers such as Elixir. There's a lot going on behind the scenes at Raini Studios and the development of the Lords of Light game, but the best part is that right now you can download and play the game through the Elixir game launcher without having to own any of the NFTs or really have any interaction with your wallet. Let me show you how easy it is to get started and talk through some of the features and mechanics of the game. So the first thing you need to do is go to the Elixir homepage, which is at launcher.elixir.app. This will allow you to download the desktop app that you can use to create your account and then set up the game itself. Once you have the Elixir app downloaded, just go in, create your account, and then you go over to games, which brings the search bar, type Lords of Light, it'll pop up, you can see it there. Click on Lords of Light, and then instead of play here, it'll just be an install button where you just install the game itself, and once you click play, it'll launch you into the Lords of Light game. Once you're in the game itself, you can take a tutorial, you can go straight into the main menu, and then check your settings where you can adjust your music sound volume, change your screen quality, your resolution, make it a custom cursor, or just exit the game itself. I'm just going to jump into the deck editor just to kind of show you the overview of the game itself. You can sort it by color, gem cost, card set, different card types, abilities, or just search for a particular card. So overall, there are 7 different Lords of Light, each one with a different color, and then there's a rainbow or colorless deck that you can kind of mix and match to create your own deck that has its own strength, its own weaknesses. So it's something you just got to kind of play around with as you continue to get more familiar with the game. You can see in the upper right-hand corner exactly the name of the deck. You can change the deck that you're working on by manage decks over here, which you can see that I've created a bunch of different decks. You can go into the settings here, you can rename it, delete it. If you like a deck and just want to make some tweaks to it, you can duplicate it and then you can save it as well. As you can see here, it shows you the exact number of cards that you have in each deck of each color, so you can kind of keep track to make sure you're not over or underweight on a particular color that you're trying to go for. Each deck color has its own, basically what's called the season, which basically goes into play throughout the entire game unless it's overwritten by a different season card. Meme Coin Mania is one for the red deck, which you can see our boy Elon with some Doge here. Basically, it grants all minions on the board have Overkill, which is a skill where if you do more damage than the card has defense, that damage then carries over to the actual lord on the other side, which is your character. And if that character reaches 0 hit points, the game is over. And it gives all minions, which are the characters on the board, plus 10 power. And it kind of goes along, all colors have that. So red's got 2, you can see orange has Diamond Hands, which gives all minions plus 10 power. You've got Meekness, Went Lambo, Bear Market down here, Charity, Bull Market. So every color kind of has its own season that you can play. So you can kind of craft your deck around that. You can go back into card types again, and you can sort by minions, which are the characters that play on the board itself. The red cards have a lot of overkill, plus 10 power bonuses, multi-shot, dealing multiple power, multiple damage to multiple other minions or players on the board. And then, you can sort that again by, the different card sets that they've released so far, which they've included all of them to play with right now. So you don't need to own any of these NFTs. But eventually there will be cards that are specific to NFTs that you'll have to own to include in your deck. But for now, you can try all of them out. You can sort them by the color just to see exactly, what different abilities and different minions are available to each color. And then you can sort them by abilities if you wanted to. Basically freeze. You see a lot of those in the blue deck. So to get into a game, it's pretty easy. You just go back from the deck editor, bring you back to the main menu, go ahead and click on play. And then it'll bring you into a game where you can, kind of pick the hero that you want to be. I'm using red and yellow. You can pick any of the Lord of Light that you want and then combine it with any deck that you're using. But I try to match it with the color of the deck that I'm using just to make it easy and kind of make more sense to me. And we're going to go ahead and confirm that deck. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it on this one. So we'll go ahead and try to find a match real quick. I'll hit find match, and then it will hopefully pair me up with somebody. All right, so now that we have a game going, start the game, you get dealt a bunch of cards in which you get 3 cards that you can choose from to get rid of in your hand and replace with a different card. They'll be shuffled back into your deck so you don't have to worry about losing them forever. So usually what I do on this point is I take cards that I know that cost a lot of gems to use, which you can see in the upper corners here, the colors and the colorless gems needed, and I take the ones that are pretty high that I know I'll get gems for later and shuffle those back into my deck. So for the purposes of this one, I'm just going to shuffle the Flame Salamander back in. So the game begins with your turn coming up. You see the pool here, which you can use to stake cards, which basically means you can put a card in here, which stakes it for the rest of the game, and that'll give you an extra colored gem. I know I need more red colored gems to cast these spells, so I'm going to go ahead and put in the crypto ban, which we see, President Z stomping on all of the people trying to get through crypto, as we know is in the case, which will give me an extra card as well as an extra gem. So I still don't have enough to do anything, so I'll end my turn because this bar here basically shows how much time I have left to take my turn before it's over. If it runs out, you'll see that happen, and it'll hit your opponent's turn. So since I have 2 mana cores, I'm going to go ahead and stake one to get an extra card and 1 more red gem, which will allow me to play Manticore. And it shows you that when I select it, it tells you kind of exactly what it does as a multi-shot, which deals 10 damage to random enemy characters. So I can go ahead and play that. It costs 3 gems, and since it was on play, I dealt 10 damage to enemy characters, so it hit him twice as a multi-shot. So his health dropped from 420 down to 400. And you can see that he staked a card called Crypto Shield, which banishes all the minions in play. And then he played a Wizard, so it's going to add a pink recharge card to his hand at the beginning of the next turn. I'm going to go ahead and stake to get a yellow gem because that will allow me to play my Griffin, and then I still can play Hopium, so I'm going to go ahead and cast that and put it on my Manticore, which will give him those extra abilities. And then I'm going to get rid of it, so I'll attack him, which will deal 60 damage against his 20 defense, and it'll be able to deal 10 back, so my Manticore will survive, basically killing his card and making him defenseless. So far it looks like we are overpowering him, and we should be able to kind of take advantage of this. So he played his first season cards, which is he played Recursive Realty, which basically means at the start of each turn, a random minion is going to be banished, which means put back into your hand. Now it's going to be my turn. We'll see that come into play here, which banishes me, but gives it a 0 cost to put back into play. So I'm just going to go ahead and put him back into play, and I'm going to replace his season with Meme Coin Mania. Just see there with all the Doge and all the meme coins, and you get Yolan's face there, which basically shows you that now all minions have overkill and plus 10 power. If you're not comfortable using the Elixir Launchpad, which there's no reason you shouldn't be because they're a very reputable launchpad that has plenty of games on it, is they're actually coming to the Epic Store later on this year. So that's going to be a huge influx on the both marketing as well as just getting the player base up, because sometimes it can take a while to find a match, and sometimes you just got to go in against a bot. That's something that I'm looking forward to extremely, to see how that's going to work out when they get into the Epic game. So I think that's a huge win, both for the game itself and really for, Web3 gaming as a whole, because that's just going to bring in a whole new audience. And then you've got streamers that are playing the game like Alistraza, and with all the tournaments running, it's just like a huge win for everybody. If you go over to BluMint, you can not only look at kind of the recap of a lot of the old tournaments, like the $10,000 Avalaunch and Lords of Light tournament that they ran a couple of weeks ago, listen to some of the developers' AMAs of the team. You can see the latest tweets that the BluMint team has put out along with upcoming tournaments. If you scroll down, you can see exactly what's coming up. There's a lot of $50 quick tournaments that are coming up on the 10th and the 12th of May. So if you're interested, you can jump in right now and create a deck and get involved in those. All you got to do is register and then jump into the Discord, and they'll match you up with your opponent. You can click through those. You can see exactly what's going on. You can find the latest changelog and their announcements, and you can reach out to the team on Twitter and Discord, or just ask a question directly. So if you're interested in checking out more on the Lords of Light by Raini Studios, please jump over to either the Raini Studios Discord, their Twitter, or the BluMint's Twitter or Discord, and they'll be more than happy to help. And if you need any help us further than that, you can always reach out to me at Trading Love on Twitter, and I'm happy to help you as well. So hopefully this helped you understand the game a little bit and provide just another game in the Web3 space that's fun to play and looks like it's going to be great. I can't wait for it to come out on the Epic Games Studio as well, and I will be seeing you in the tournament lobby. Thanks again.